XGF who slept with my brother a day before our wedding reaches out to me 12 years later, a week before my wedding. But this time I need revenge. I, 38M, am getting married to my beautiful girlfriend, 35F, of 4 years and less than a week. This is my second engagement. 12 years ago, I almost got married to my ex-girlfriend, 38F. She was my high school sweetheart and we'd been together for almost 10 years, so naturally, and we'd even lived together for 5 years. So naturally, I was ready to get married, and from the looks of it, so was she. My family loved my ex as well, so they were thrilled when I announced the news of our engagement. But it didn't happen because just one day before the wedding, my ex ended up sleeping with my brother, 34M. My ex had told me to spend the night before the wedding at a hotel while she stayed home since she believed that we needed to stay separately to avoid bad luck, and I did what she asked of me. Unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I'd forgotten my shoes back home and had to go back for them a few hours after I'd reached the hotel. When I went back home, I was surprised to see that the lights were out in the living room since my ex hated turning out the lights while leaving a room and couldn't believe that she'd remembered. I went in and headed straight to the bedroom since that's where I'd kept the shoebox because that's how special it was to me. But when I opened the door to my room, I was greeted with the worst thing I'd ever seen. My ex was lying in bed with my own little brother and was so caught up in their act that they barely even noticed that I'd entered the room. Only after a few seconds did they notice me, but I'd literally frozen up and had no idea how to react. My world came crashing down around me, and as soon as I realized what I'd just witnessed, I made a run for it while my ex called after me. I drove back to the hotel, hyperventilating and panicking and straight up refusing to believe what I'd seen. I was supposed to get married the next day, so this was just insane. It took me a while to compose myself once I got to my room, and when I finally managed to calm down, I ended up sobbing for at least an hour. Thankfully, I hadn't told my ex which hotel I was in, so she couldn't get to me and could only text me, which is what she did. She sent me a bunch of apology texts and tried to convince me that this was just a one-time thing, but I highly doubted that. She also said that the wedding was freaking her out, so she needed to blow off some steam, and my brother had always been there for her, so she didn't know whom to turn to. I could hardly believe that she was even trying to explain herself after what I'd seen, and blocked her immediately. I also blocked my brother since I wasn't interested in any of their bullcrap apologies. It took me a while, but I managed to pull myself together and canceled all the arrangements for the wedding first and foremost, because no matter how much money I lost, I was going to get out of this mess. My ex had just wasted 10 years of my life, so I didn't mind wasting a few $1,000s as long as it meant that I wouldn't have to be with her anymore. The next thing that I did was I called my parents up and told them what had happened. They were really confused about whether they should be consoling me or cutting my brother off, so I gave them some time to think about it. By then, it was pretty late in the evening, so I ordered myself some dinner and then cried myself to sleep. After that day, I only ever saw my ex twice. Once when she came back home to pack up all her things and leave, and the next a couple of years later, at a mutual friend's party where she tried to talk to me, but I left as soon as I spotted her coming my way. My brother and I also haven't spoken since then because my parents have cut him off for what he did to me. Last I heard, he was working in Europe and hasn't come back here for 3 years now.
Please follow Stories for Life for more content. And if you want to support me, you can leave a tip on my PayPal/Ko-fi in my bio, as low as $1. As always, much love.